Hi there, I'm going to share my screen and talk through some of the detailed information on the apprenticeship, which is, you don't necessarily get it all in one read, and it's a long page and there's a lot of scrolling. And I'm going to roll right down to we might come back to the modules, but I'm going to roll right down to practicals, and starting probably a bit further down and then pulling back. This is where we need to start, because this was confusing. I was speaking to somebody earlier today, and they thought when I had it as financial assistance, they thought it meant paying in stages, and of course that's not what it means. So just please be aware, this is a generous donation from close supporters, and that there's one full scholarship, which means the 2,250 is fully paid for you if you're deemed the right person. There's only one full scholarship available, so it's quite very competitive potentially, but I encourage you, if you want to go for it. And then the second option is that there will be a few part grants, and there's quite a few. I'm not going to say exactly how many, but that pays where you will pay 2/3 of the fee, and support will be given for the third module, i.e. £750 off the full cost for you. So if you get a part grant, your fee is £1,500. Okay, so you get an opportunity to apply in the application. It's way down here. And you can put what you're applying: self-funded, scholarship, or part grant. So please make a sort of judicious choice there. So that's the first thing that needs to be really clarified, because it was, sorry, I'm up and down here. Turned out that it was confusing, and somebody said, oh, I don't think I can do it in stages. I said, it's not about doing it in stages, it's about applying for money, funding, grants, scholarships. So that's clarified that, I hope. Second thing is, apart from doing the full apprenticeship, which is in 3 modules of 5 days each. Let's look at the structure and the locate of the structure. 3 modules of 5 days each. Oh, sorry, up and down, up and down. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday, Tuesday, dates and times. So session 1, 2 p.m. to 5 p.m, session 2, and that's group work. Always group work in the afternoon, always individual work supported by the group in the evening. And here we are with the dates: Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday, Tuesday, starting on March the 27th. Then you've got a 7-week gap, and then module 2, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday, Tuesday, May the 22nd to the 30th. And then again, here we are, another 6-week gap, and then you've got July 10th to the 18th. Okay. So that's your basic form. 1 day on, 1 day off is kind of, I think it's an interesting approach to an intensive, because on the days off, there's a lot can go through, be absorbed, be thought about, processed, discussed. Life throws in other things, you can deal with them on your days off. So I'm in favor of that, although of course if you're in full-time work, it's an absolute bummer, and I'm sorry about that. We maybe have to do something different next time, or run some kind of alternative access structure next year. We'll have to look into that. But this is my first time ever, and this was for me also a good rhythm, so that's what we're going for this year. And God, it'd be amazing if there was a next year, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. So the next thing is the 3 module. Oh, no, the next thing is, if you don't want to be a full-time apprentice, then you can do group work only, and that's the afternoon sessions only from 2 to 5, and you can apply as a group work only participant. And in that, you can, per module, and as you've seen, there are 3 modules, and I've gone through the dates and I've gone through the times. Per module, you can join as a group work only participant. Obviously, it's a much lower fee for that, up to 4 times per module, and at least 2 times per module. So you're not just sort of dropping in and then we never see you again. So you come for 2 times at least per module. So you could, you know, come 6 times over 3 modules as one structure. Or you could build up. You come twice in the first module, 3 times in the second module, and 4 times in the third module. You know, you can build your own form around what works for your dates and availability. So group work only participant, if you want the prices on that, I can give them off the top of my head. So 2 sessions minimum per module, that's £40 a session. That's your £80 basic commitment. And then if you do a third or a fourth, it's £35 per session for that. So if you did all 4 sessions, it'd be £150. So when you go into group work only participant application, you will see multiple choice where you can choose your dates, and you will see a page where you can set out the form that you hope to follow, and you can, you know, declare what you intend to do. So we have an idea of your plan and how you'll be joining us, and that'd be fantastic. And as I sort of say in the application, you know, you're a visitor participant, so you're kind of joining people who are on an ongoing journey. So you're welcome to bring in the freshness of new faces, but you're also there as a guest of the apprenticeship, as it were. So that's the kind of space that you'll be occupying, and you can participate in the group work along with everybody else. Then you can also come and become a Facultaci practice client, which is making yourself available for an apprentice or 2 apprentices to use you as a guinea pig, to practice their leadership skills, to practice their communication skills, their artistic skills, imparting who they're becoming in their role, and their unique way of running their sessions. So practice client is a fun thing to do. You'll enjoy working with people who are developing their style and their approach. And that's what I'm saying here, is that if you'd like to volunteer to be a practice client, please fill in this form. So you can either declare that you want to be matched with an apprentice, or that you have someone in particular that you want to work with, and you can state their name. So as I say, it's a voluntary role. We are asking if you wish to make a donation to the fund that's being set up to support the project, then that's welcome. And if you're accepted as a practice client, which I'm sure you will be, unless there's a difficulty for some reason, I'm sure you'll be accepted, then we'll send you a donation form and you can fill that in at your leisure, should you so choose. Then there's also observer status, if you like. So you can come for free again as a volunteer, as a guest to observe sessions. But we just need your name in the application form, and to get a sense of the timetable of your plans to join us, so that we don't want to have too many observers on any one session. So if there's a kind of a bottleneck building up, say on a Saturday or a Friday, a Sunday or a Friday, then we might need to ask some people to try a different session. So, you know, I don't want too many people per session, but that's why we need your name and your dates. So come in there. And then again, once you've been accepted as an observer and we've got your schedule, we'll send you the donation fund form thing. And if you want to donate to the apprenticeship fund, which is to support travel expenses for the apprentices to go and see their practice clients, and to pay for travel expenses for musicians who might be involved, and other levels, which is all described in the donation form. So I'll leave that for you to read. So those are really, you know, those are key nuggets of the practicals of it. Another nugget would be, yeah, payment for the full apprenticeship. I think I've put it down as, yeah, the deadline is 3rd of March, which is sort of just under 3 weeks before we start. Because we were going to start, in April, but now we're starting in March, so 4 is actually a bit out of date. So it's actually 3 weeks before we start. And unfortunately, payment per module is not an option, as it's too time consuming to keep track of all the different arrangements that would be struck up. So yeah, that's the line on that one, I'm afraid. Oh, that's better. Yes, what other really sort of important practical things do I want to make sure you understand? Yeah, there might be a Zoom interview if need be. I think those are the main points I wanted to get across. So I could actually just whiz you through the application forms. Well, certainly the main one, just so you can be, see if I can do this. I don't know if this will work. Oh, yes, it does. So yes, when I set this application form up, I didn't know that there was a better page to use than this, where it actually separated all these things. So unfortunately, you just have to type in each one within this line here. So name, email, date of birth, country and origin can all just go in the text space there. Then current postal address, phone number, and then up to 5 training courses, intensive workshop project, or other encounters you've gone through that have most influenced your own vocal, musical, and or life development. So can be wide, and you may briefly comment on these. So I just want to get a sense of, you know, what you've really dived into, what your encounters have been, what's influenced you, what your life explorations and callings have been. And then hyperlinks, or, you know, links. So things that either take me to your music or your voice, or something else in your life that might be relevant to vocal tai chi, including things you might have been inspired by and that you are perhaps studying or learning from in some other way. So just to give me a montage of things online in videos or audios. 2 testimonials. So if you don't have anybody that comes immediately to mind, then find a friend. And if you have somebody you've worked with who can speak personally about something that has helped them, that you've offered them, that would be great. And then your personal statement. So I've said 1,500 words. If that feels too much, remember it's only around 1,500 words. Oh gosh, I've actually added something here. What the heck's all this? I'd ignore all that. 2 testimonials. Oh yeah, this is me just testing how the text, a long text, sat in the Typeform software, and it seems to be sitting in fine. So what I did was I just cut and paste about 1,500 words in huge type font, like 16 or something. Just to see that it sat in the page okay, and it does, seems to go in no problem. What I've heard from one person is that you can't save on Typeform, so you have to just do everything in one fell swoop. So get everything ready offline, and then when you're ready, stick it all in and then submit. So that's, oh yeah, I was going to look at the guidelines just to, oh, come on. Write about where you're at with your own voice music life journey, previous experience with your facilitation, leadership, others in relevant fields. Think ahead, how you like to move out of the box of self-doubt, explore further aspirational possibilities that you feel drawn to, can intuit, imagine, dream of. You know, I'm kind of just, it's a big brief, really, wide brief, as they say. What client groups have you worked with in the past? What did you do in these groups? Are there other groups you like to work with? Why? Who are you? What are you going to offer? What's your purpose? What's your sense of your calling to particular groups, as your speciality. Who do you want to help? Who do you want to communicate with? Who do you want to share your voice with? Why? End by briefly exploring your thoughts as they stand about what you think vocal Tai Chi might be able to offer you. That's not so important, because I'm more interested in you than in you saying something about vocal Tai Chi. Next, okay, this is the life circumstances. And again, sorry, this is all 3 questions in 1 page, as it were. I should have probably divided them into 3 pages, but if you can cut and paste, well, make sure when you write it, just go number 1, and then just respond to the first thing, which is, your circumstances, anything that may affect your participation, and then your mental health, and any other mental health history or ongoing situation. And this is important for safety and for liability and for truthfulness, so that I work appropriately with each person. And of course, it is all kept in the strictest of confidence. So, and again, I've called it financial assistance here, but it probably is better to call it grants and scholarship. So there is one complete scholarship for the whole amount. And there are several part grants for 1/3 of the amount. If you do not need to apply, please write self-funded. And this is obviously going to allow somebody else who really does need to apply to have the opportunity. If you wish to apply for part, please write part grant. And if you wish to go for the scholarship, which of course is going to be most sought after, then explain your reasons simply for the request, and then submit. Okay, so I hope that's a useful whiz through the practicals. I might do another one on the modules, but as you can see, the modules are quite detailed already, and I think it's probably easier to take in the juicy bits than it is to take in the boring practical bits that you need to get your earthy shoes on for. So that's that. Thank you very much.